This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
John?
I'd like to call to order the September 11th, 2024 meeting of the Easthampton Historical Commission. The first order of business is public speak. Do we have anybody that wants to say anything?
Yeah, Dave and I are here because we're interested
Can
in...
you say who you are,
Oh, I'm
please?
sorry, yes, Lonnie Chu. My name is
Okay.
Lonnie Chu, and Dave and I, my husband Dave Chu, and I live on Lyman Ave, right behind the former massage school, high school, et cetera, that it's been, and we're very interested in knowing what might happen to it. Obviously, there's a sale coming up this week, and kind of wondering what the protections are for it, if there are any. We're also very interested in the clock, the clock in the church. We sit in the park every morning, and and time just stood still finally. So those are our two main interests, but we've been involved in, when we lived in Syracuse, we've been involved in historical preservation pretty seriously in one of the second ring suburb neighborhoods. It was called Eastwood, so, you know, Easthampton, Eastwood, we did well. That's our interest.
There's a pattern here.
There's a pattern here, yeah.
Oh, nice. Good. Okay. I mean, as far as the Memorial Hall building would be just a demo delay is our only real protection, right?
Right, and then you have to figure out what to do in that period of time, right? Like to give somebody time to come up with the money, or
an alternative, yeah.
I mean, of course, you know, developers can always just say, well, we couldn't, you know, do anything. They have to make a minimal effort, but
that's what the demo delay
Yeah.
says, is that they have to make an effort during that time to do something else.
okay,
But yeah, the amount of teeth, I mean, that's mostly the zoning board.
yeah. Is that area zoned for anything to go in there?
I'm not sure. Downtown business, I imagine, right?
Well, isn't it, the building is part of the
Historic district.
historic district?
But as far
So-
as what it's zoned for, it's all business, right?
I would
I'm
imagine.
not sure.
I assume there's no like overlay district for design guidelines or anything like that.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. How does one, I mean, I don't want to take up the whole meeting, but how does one make that happen, to end up with an overlay district with design guidelines? Any ideas or
Well,
experience?
it would have to be set out, and then it would have to go to the council.
Yeah, city council.
City council,
Okay,
and see if it would get approved.
right, okay.
Unfortunately, we lost our connection with planning when Jamie resigned, so you know, she used to kind of, you know, was our go-to person information-wise too,
Right.
and, you know, especially with things going on, so
Right,
we don't have, you know, that resource anymore at this point.
right,
I mean, I think there's only one person in planning.
right. And who is that now?
Dylan,
That's all right, I can look it up.
yeah,
But he's
and
not the planner, right?
he's like an assistant to, yeah, I'm not sure what his job is.
Assistant to no one.
Assistant to the planner. I mean,
But there's no planner, right?
Right.
Right.
And not that I'm aware of, I haven't talked to anybody all for a while.
I will say, like, food for thought, I mean, that building is a big question mark, and then, it's looking like in the near future, the library possibly will be moved, and that's, that whole area, like, as far as keeping its integrity and historical presence. I don't know, I'm just thinking about both of those buildings. And their vicinity, how close they are to each other, and the hopes and fears of what a developer may do. So,
Right.
just put that out there.
Right. Well, the other thing on the clock, we haven't heard anything back from anybody. I
Okay.
mean, they were supposed to spend some money and do some study, right?
Well, I mean, there was a determination made that the town owns the clock.
Okay,
The church owns the building, the town owns the clock.
right,
Then we got to the point of trying to determine about money for repairs. And the last I know, that kind of got left on the table with the changeover of leadership in the CPA and the town planner and all of this. So I don't know of any action on it. I know there was a lot of interest, and it should be said even with the memorial building as well, that, you know, a lot of concern that we don't lose those, but yeah, nothing to report as far as progress on the bell tower.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, so,
All right,
Yeah,
that's
right-
it,
Right now, there is no town planner, no assistant town planner.
right?
No one on the health board. No health inspector, although there's a pinch hitter right now.
Right, yeah.
And no building inspector.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
That's interesting.
It's very interesting, yeah.
it is. Right, anything else?
That's all from me.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, we can keep you in the loop on that. I have your email,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
All right. Next order of business, approval of the June 12th minutes. I'm sure everybody had a chance to look at those. We've been,
Did you email it to us? I don't remember.
oh yeah, July and August.
Oh, maybe, did we, oh. You know,
We haven't had a
right.
meeting since,
That's right, you're right.
Since June.
That's why I'm confused, yes, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I move we approve the minutes.
I second.
Aye.
All in favor, okay. Okay, correspondence, I haven't seen anything, so I guess we can get rid of that. Most of this stuff is actually gonna be fairly quick, because really haven't had any movement on much of anything.
Beautiful.
I found that in my excavations.
That's yours? Oh. Can I handle it?
Sure, yeah, it's really interesting.
All right, Northampton and Hamden Canal. I don't know why I have that on there now, because it's been 3 months since I put it there. Unfortunately. I haven't heard anything from anybody.
You haven't heard any more about the signage from
No.
guy
no.
that,
No, they did what they were supposed to do, and I think that's, you know, so they can move on with their project, so they're happy. Doesn't, you know. Unfortunately, we, you know, gave them a bare minimum and they followed that, so, to the letter. But unexpected, unfortunately, like I said, one of the unfortunate parts of that, where the piece of canal is not really overly accessible, you know,
Or
except for
yeah.
people that might be living down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know, sometime in the, next, 5-7 years or whatever, so. you know. I don't know, maybe we can work on improvements as we go along, you know, some signage pointing the way, or whatever.
I'm curious, where is the canal, or what's left of it?
Well, basically it runs, is there a map here somewhere? No.
Nope.
We used to have maps
Used to
here.
be
there
here.
used to be a big map.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess we don't exist anymore. Basically, it comes from Northampton, it comes out of Northampton.
Uh-huh.
And if you were heading to Northampton, it would be on the right side of Route 10.
Okay.
Route 10, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And like where the auto body place is behind that.
Right.
And
There's
then it comes.
By the bike trail, which is
Yeah,
the rail trail.
basically parallels a bit of the
That's-
bike trail there.
Okay.
Because when the canal went defunct, the railroads bought a lot of the property.
Gotcha.
And they used that So then it cut across Clapp Street, or, no, what street is that? Lovefield.
Lovefield.
Lovefield Street,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
and then Highland Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of down towards the end, there's basically a big gully there now. And then in those fields, like behind where Tasty Top is, so that project,
Right.
it kind of, the property that they bought abuts the canal, so like property line is the canal and some of the, and quite a bit of that property, right?
Okay.
right.
And then it came across Northampton Street, pretty close to the bridge, and then West Street. And it kind of went down west. The matter of fact, the culvert that's under West Street was put in by the canal company, so it's pretty old.
Yeah, it came from New Haven,
Yeah, that's just awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty
The length of
impressive
that
that they
canal.
did it in, 1835 or something like that, with, not really any power equipment.
Right.
It was pretty impressive. What we did have, okay, all right, I see what my notes say here. Yeah, well, Carl, we need to get a hold of Carl Walter and set up time for
Set up
canal
a time,
talks.
yeah.
So I still haven't done that. Summer's tough. And I haven't had any updates from Shannon or anything like that, so I could check with her, because I think we have to check with her at the cemeteries also, which is the next project. There are cemetery projects. Whether we're going to pursue the Brookside Cemetery National Register nomination. And I mean, you need to talk to John at the Park and Rec, see if he wants to go along with it, or support him if, they move in that direction. I think a lot of the work is already done, so it might not be a, big nut to crack. Unfortunately, without any planners on board, it makes it a little harder. If not impossible. Well, I mean, Shannon, end up doing most of it anyways, I would imagine. But it's coordinating, on the city end and all. It's, unless Dylan is able to step in and do that, and I don't know.
Was he assistant to James, or is he new?
I'm not sure exactly what he was, in that hierarchy there. Because it's like they're looking for a head of the planning department and
Jamie's position?
what's that?
And Jamie's position?
Yeah, which is like something like head planner or something. So there's like a director and a head planner. And it's kind of, so you might be just like like one of the peon planners. I don't know. I was looking at the job descriptions the other day, and it's like, I thought the first one would have been the head job, Jeff Paddock's position, but it seemed like it was more Jamie's position, even though
Really
the
interesting.
title seemed, higher.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, anyway, so we need to get a hold of John, and then there's the other thing that John and I talked about last month was the Main Street and East Street cemeteries doing gathering data on them, basically, in our spare time. But that's kind of
Well, the Main Street one is older than the...
yeah. Well, I mean,
Brookside.
basically, if we're going to do, look for any money to do some restoration and whatnot, it'd be good to have all the information available, like, where everybody is and all that kind of stuff. How many different features, like cannons and those kinds, like in Brookside.
Well, but, and the Main Street one is older, but then the Brookside one has that, the
building.
historical, also, the architect.
Architect, landscaper.
Frederick Lomo
Olmsted?
Olmsted. Yeah, so that's also significant.
Olmsted designed that cemetery?
I don't know if it was that. So it was somebody. It was the guy. It's the guy that did Auburn.
Mount
Mount
Auburn
Auburn.
Cemetery.
Oh, he did.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
He's
early in
like-
his career.
He
Yeah.
did the Buffalo Parks and everything.
Yeah,
He
Olmsted
was
did.
everywhere.
I don't think it was Olmsted, I think it was another designer.
Yeah.
It was a big name, though. It was a big
Yeah,
name.
well, he did, like I said, he did Mount Auburn, which was
Yeah.
one of the, nicest cemeteries in the country.
Yeah.
Look it up.
So the data gathering for the one on Main Street, do you need hands, people to
Maybe,
do
we
that?
don't even know where we're starting off yet, so
If
we possibly could, sure.
we
we should
tend to
probably-
have time to do things like that,
Yeah,
so that would be kind of interesting.
yeah.
With the
Yeah.
I
name,
need to kind of make a plan. It's exactly what we
Sure.
want to start doing and
It'd
what
be fun to go and
we're
see
able
what
to
the
do.
oldest
and what-
stones are there.
Yeah,
Henry Alexander Kimball Dearborn, is that it? No?
I don't know.
Henry
I don't
Dearborn?
remember. So it actually would be in, do you have Shannon's emails?
Somewhere.
That would be the place to look, most likely. Um, Yeah, like I said, once I kind of develop a plan, a plan of attack, then, yeah,
Great.
we look for all the help we can get. Metal detecting on city property, I still gotta get back to the mayor. I don't know if it's, it's even worth the effort, but I mean, I suppose, right here, let's see.
I'm on Auburn.
Do you see it? Do you see anything? 'Cause
I'm just looking
list
at,
of the cannons and the
Ernest
cemetery
Bowditch.
owners. Bowditch, okay.
Yeah, I don't think Olmsted designed any cemeteries.
But, yeah, it would be nice to, like, get that moving, or get some kind of word on it. Like I said, it's gonna be hard for a little while, I think,
Yeah,
without having somebody like Jamie
Jamie,
around
yeah.
and whatnot. When I, at the end of last month, I was gonna talk to Nicole, but she was on vacation, like the day after we met here, and all the way to Labor Day, weekend, so. And then I was gone for the weekend and busy after that, so haven't really got anything done. Let's see, item number 8, demo delay. I haven't heard back from, Jamie was supposed to talk to Tom Peaks and, get that into front of city council for the new, or the modifications we made. And I haven't heard anything back, so I'll have to reach out to Thomas Peak. He just walked by a little while ago, should have grabbed him then. Because he was the guy that said he would take it before the council, I believe. Sign program, still basically where we were. And updates, town clock, we already kind of discussed that. We haven't heard anything back from anybody else on that since the last time. School reuse, no news. Items not reasonably anticipated. Anything? Planning ideas, we're all out of ideas at this point. And that's it. Not that I wouldn't like this to go on longer, but we can,
The next meeting on the
next,
calendar?
while we're doing that, schedule next meeting. I mean, Wednesday's still good for everybody? We want to continue on Wednesdays? Okay. So the next one would be October
16th? Is it?
9th. Yeah, well, second Wednesday, or do you want to go third?
No, I was trying, yeah, I was guessing.
Oh, okay.
Second Wednesday is the 9th.
I mean, I don't, actually sometimes the third one works better, but, one thing we had discussed, I mean, we didn't have quorums in July or August, so I was wondering if, we want to set a schedule where we go September to June and meet as necessary in the summer if there's,
Well, I would have showed up last time, but I had COVID.
I understand it's, but, just saying, it's a little tough to get everybody here in the summertime. So, I mean, I'm willing to do that.
So what about that historical society thing you were telling me about?
Oh, yeah.
Bring that up.
Well, why don't we schedule next meeting, adjourn, and then we can
Then we
talk
can
about
talk
it.
about it.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
It's not
It's-
really.
it's complicated, right?
Well, it's not part of our commission, basically, so.
Okay.
Our
But-
mission of the commission.
Right.
Right, October 9th, is that what it said?
Yep.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I so moved.
I second.
Beverly, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
meeting adjourned.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.